something on hold. ABC's Jim Ryan's in Dallas with the latest.
The new statute prohibits abortions once a fetal heartbeat can be detected and relies on private citizens to file complaints against anyone who performs or facilitates an abortion. Federal Judge Robert Pittman late yesterday issued a temporary restraining order blocking enforcement of the fetal heartbeat law, writing that it unlawfully restricts access to a constitutionally protected right. The state of Texas overnight appealed Pittman's ruling to the Fifth Circuit Court. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Also in Texas, police say 18-year-old Thomas Simpkins will be charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a weapon for allegedly opening fire on his classmates in Arlington.
Bop, bop, bop. Like 6 shots, 6, 7 shots back to back.
As shots rang out, students and teachers barricading themselves inside classrooms.
Well, she texted me when I was at work and she said, "Mom, this is not a drill and I love you."
4 people were injured. All are expected to recover. Simpkins surrendering after an hours-long manhunt. His family says he was trying to protect himself, and they're asking for forgiveness.
ABC's Megan Tavrizian reports that family members say Simpkins had been bullied repeatedly at school. As COVID-19 cases drop across the country, the president hits the road.
President Biden planning to visit Chicago to talk on-the-job vaccine requirements, as American Airlines announcing that all employees must be fully vaccinated by November 24th. The pilots union telling ABC News last week more than 4,000 pilots remain unvaxxed.
That's ABC.
Dan Lieberman, ABC News, New York.
One of the toughest vaccine mandates in the nation is now in effect in the city of Los Angeles. It requires proof of vaccine to enter nearly all public places. On Capitol Hill, they're still talking, but no deal yet on the debt ceiling. You're listening to ABC News.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The strike at cereal maker Kellogg's continues. Union workers like Chris Haynes walking off the job in a fight over pay and benefits.
Our people here miss a lot of family functions. It causes a lot of family chaos with the hours. You have to have good spouses, good wives, good husbands, good partners to put up with the hours we work.
The company says it is making moves to keep production lines rolling and says it looks like supplies in stores will not be affected. Pope Francis making an urgent plea for more than just talk about climate change. ABC's Megan Williams has a story from Rome.
The Pope warned the earth will become uninhabitable if there isn't a change of course in climate action. He said expressing concern about global warming may make people feel good, but without concrete action to curb it, it's just not enough. Francis made the comments at the opening of a new Catholic university here in Rome. During his talk, he spoke about climate change, pollution, and sustainable development. That's ahead of the global summit on climate change in 3 weeks in Glasgow that the Pope is expected to attend. Megan Williams, ABC News, Rome.
And uncovered in colonial Williamsburg, the foundation of one of America's oldest black churches. The First Baptist Church was formed in 1776 by slaves and free black people in defiance of laws that prevented them from congregating. The building, 16 feet by 20 feet, destroyed by a tornado in 1834. This is ABC News.
500,000 businesses connect using Zoom. A single platform for video, phone, chat, and conference rooms. Zoom enables real-time collaboration no matter where your teams are. Global enterprises trust the easy-to-use, reliable, and secure Zoom platform to power high-performance teams. Empower your workforce with Zoom. Save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The reasons more and more people are coming to NC Tractor to do business are the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors, Bobcat zero-turn mowers, fantastic customer service, and the special Phil Sheehan seasonal discounts. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford is making dreams come true for folks who want the best.
Good morning and happy Thursday. It's a cloudy and mild start to your morning where a few small showers are possible for your morning commute. Better chance of rain and storms are in the forecast this afternoon with scattered showers and storms from the afternoon and through the evening. Highs today are back in the mid to upper 70s. Some of those showers continue overnight tonight. We'll see a better chance of rain for Friday. More rain coverage Friday afternoon and through the evening. Showers still possible on Saturday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
We've been getting some heavy rain this morning and overnight, 68 degrees right now. We may get more of that shower and thunderstorm possibilities throughout the day today. We are under a flood watch in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. Portions of western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina will be under this flood watch through Thursday evening. Flash flood means there is a potential for rapid onset flooding based on current forecasts, but nothing major that we don't think, just a watch, not a warning. We'll keep our eye on that weather pattern for you. You be sure to stay tuned right here to WCAB for any changes in the weather. Right now, I have these death announcements this morning. Mr. Philip Dell Cook, 68, of Washburn Community, passed on Monday, October the 4th. His life will be celebrated during a graveside service Saturday, October the 9th at 11 o'clock at Salem United Methodist Church Cemetery. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Services in charge of the arrangements for Philip Cook. Aurora Edith Paget, 59, of Ellenboro, died Sunday, October 3rd. Those arrangements incomplete and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service. Again, that's Aurora Edith Paget. Frida Cordell, age 63, of Rutherford, died Sunday, October 3rd at Adrium Health in Shelby. Graveside service will be held 2 o'clock Thursday today at Grace Creek Baptist Church Cemetery. The Paget and King Mortuary and Crematory in charge of those arrangements for Frida Cordell. Jasmine Marie Dixon, 33, passed away at Rutherford Regional Medical Center Wednesday, September 22nd. A celebration of Jasmine life will be held October the 8th from 3 until 4 at Crow's Mortuary. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Jasmine Marie Dixon. Amber Elizabeth Teague, age 17, of Roper Loop Road, passed away at her home due to COVID on September the 27th. A family-directed celebration of Amber's life will be held 11 a.m. Saturday, October the 9th at Vane Mountain Baptist Church, Highway 221 north of Marion. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Amber Elizabeth Teague. George White, age 75, of Shelby, passed away Tuesday, October the 5th at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. A memorial service will be conducted at 1 o'clock Saturday, October the 9th. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with those arrangements for George White. Linda Marie Grabowski, age 66, of Spindale, died Thursday, September 23rd. Her memorial service will be held 2 o'clock Saturday at Mount Vernon Baptist Church. The Paget and King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangement, and the family will receive friends from 1 until 2 prior to the service in the sanctuary of Mount Vernon Baptist Church. Angie Marie Taylor, age 53, of Forest City, passed away Wednesday, September the 29th at her residence. A funeral service will be conducted at 6 o'clock on Saturday, October the 9th at Temple Baptist Church. Family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the church. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service entrusted with those arrangements for Angie Marie Taylor. Jean Ann Henson, age 72, of Ellenboro, passed away October 3rd at Spartanburg Regional Medical Center. A funeral service will be conducted at a future date, and that will be announced by Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service for Jean Ann Henson. Amanda Tessinier, age 38, of Forest City, passed away Friday, October the 1st at Adrium Health, Cleveland, Shelby. A private celebration of Amanda's life will be conducted by the family and conducted by Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services for Amanda Tessinier. Wayne Morrow, age 78, of Rutherford, passed away Saturday, October the 2nd at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. A memorial service for Wayne to be conducted at a later date. In charge, Harrelson Funeral Home, entrusted with those arrangements for Wayne Morrow. Eddie Garland Jennings, age 71, of Caroline, passed away Saturday, October the 2nd at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. No formal services will be conducted, and Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services is serving the family of Eddie Garland Jennings.
For the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. If you are stuck in a timeshare, please call my friends at Lone Star Transfer. They guarantee to get you out with a specified time frame given to you in writing. They have helped thousands of unhappy timeshare owners over the past decade. Family owned, their process is done legally, ethically, and quickly. So please call for a no-obligation consultation. 855-551-7066 or visit LoneStarTransfer.com. On this Thursday, 1 week from today, I will be down in Palm Beach, Florida, interviewing Donald Trump. The 45th president is feeling pretty good these days. National polling gives him higher approval ratings than Joe Biden. In Iowa, the first presidential voting state, a Des Moines Register poll has Mr. Trump surging in popularity. Now, this is because the Biden administration is having a very hard time, and we all know it. So I put together a show, a tour, called the Trump O'Reilly History Tour, and I've done that because what President Trump accomplished in his 4 years in the Oval Office has not been reported. I, who followed his stuff very closely, and I know Donald Trump for more than 30 years, I don't know how he got the vaccine, what his relationship was with the Taliban. I don't know a lot of things, and I want to ask him pointed questions in front of a live audience. Now, those shows will begin in December. First one in Fort Lauderdale, Sunrise, Florida. Then the next day will be in Orlando. The next weekend in Houston and Dallas. We're talking the 11th, 12th, and 18th, 19th of December. For tickets, go to BillO'Reilly.com. We'll flip you right over to the box offices. Now this. Investors, Bill O'Reilly here. Are you sitting on capital or wanting to diversify? The NRIA Real Estate Development Fund provides returns right now. They capitalize on strategic markets. They offer payouts of 10% annualized returns plus bonuses up to 21%. They are a 15-year industry leader who have seen it all. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
WCAB, Rutherfordton. Pass it on.
Imagine a lady who wouldn't give up her seat on the bus, a TV host who wanted to be your neighbor, or an inventor whose 10,000 failures didn't stop him. These vivid images all share the same caption: inspiration. These people just did their best, and they inspire us. Now, what will you do to inspire others? Inspiration is in you. Pass it on. From passiton.com.
Nat Love was born a slave in Tennessee in 1854. Following the Civil War, at the age of 15, he won a raffle. Always intrigued with the West, on February 10, 1869, Nat gave his mother half of the $100 winnings and headed out west to become a cowboy. Arriving in Dodge City, he joined an outfit. His interview was riding a rank horse by the name of Good Eye. This wasn't the first wild horse he had been on. Back home, he had broken horses for a dime each. Wearing a bright bandana and a broad-brimmed white hat, Nat Love worked several years as a cowboy, driving Texas cattle to Kansas. Supposedly in 1876, Nat entered a rodeo in Deadwood City and won several events. He was so exciting the audience called him Deadwood Dick. According to Nat, he was a friend to the likes of Billy the Kid and Bat Masterson. While Nat Deadwood Dick Love was making a name for himself in the West, In the East, a dime novel writer named Edward Wheeler was writing books about a mystical outlaw hero. The first book was entitled Deadwood Dick, the Black Rider of the Black Hills. In all, there were some 33 Deadwood Dick dime novels. Although Nat always maintained he was the model for Deadwood Dick, and even named his autobiography The Life and Adventures of Nat Love, better known in the cattle country as Deadwood Dick, he probably just had a good imagination. Whether he was Deadwood Dick or not, progress caught up with Nat Love, and he ended up trading in his bright bandana and broad-brimmed hat for the outfit of a railroad porter working on a Pullman car.
Put Jesse James Railroad Express on your lunch calendar. He has a menu chocked full of fresh cooked burgers, fresh salads, hot dogs made any way you like, taco salads, specialty burgers, sandwiches, french fries, or onion rings. Enjoy refreshing milkshakes, Coke floats, or a cone of hand-dipped ice cream. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 4, closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue, Ruthverton. Call 828-447-4644. Mondays only. Hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions for only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
All right, let's get going on this tremendous Thursday morning. It's 60 minutes after 7 o'clock, and we're checking in now with the Sheriff's Department, and Sheriff Chris Francis is on the phone with me now, even as we speak. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing great. Hope you are.
I am doing well. No complaints.
We've had rain this morning. We've had some thunder. We've got all of it this week, so we just enjoy the best we can.
This is true, and I believe we'll have a little bit drier weekend. Looking forward to it.
Looks forward to it, yeah. What's on your report today, Sheriff?
In the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office responded to 175 calls to service. We have been 11 arrests processed to county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 209. Among those arrested, Jordan O'Neill Wright, 30-year-old male of Spindale, was charged with assault on a female, and a district court judge has set bond. Ashley Brooke Dobbins, 34-year-old female of Boston, was charged with child abuse, sought and received a $2,500 unsecured bond from the magistrate. Dominique Deshawn Valentine, 24-year-old male of Spindale, was charged with chop shop activity and received a $20,000 secured bond. Estevan Mikhail Hughes, 22-year-old male of Shelby, was charged with reckless driving and hit and run on a warrant and received a $2,000 unsecured bond. Joshua Lee Short, 25-year-old male of Union Mills, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 unsecured bond. Philip Ryan Foster, 39-year-old male of Mooresboro, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 cash bond. Timothy Scott Burt, 33-year-old male of Spartanburg, was charged with 2 counts of failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Christian Eugene Harden, 19-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with failure to appear and resist obstructed delay, received a $750 secure bond. Jamie Wayne Nolan, 44-year-old male of Far City, was charged with breaking in and received a $1,000 secure bond. Chuck Weldon Crank, a 61-year-old male of Far City, was charged with habitual larceny and received a $15,000 secure bond. Billy Joe Irvin, 62-year-old male of Far City, was charged with trespassing and received a $500 secure bond. Mikhail Trey Bracken, 20-year-old male of Far City, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. We had a break and enter into a motor vehicle among our incidents in larceny on Lattimore Street in Boston. Two vehicles were unlocked. One vehicle, there was $3 taken from it, and the other vehicle, there was a tool bag with 2 DeWalt drills that were taken. In a separate instance, we had a break and enter into a motor vehicle in another part of the county on Twin Creeks Road in Mooresboro. This vehicle was also unlocked, and there was also a DeWalt drill and a Cobalt drill and a wallet containing ID and debit card taken from that vehicle in that separate incident. We had a break and enter and larceny, Camp Creek Road in Union Mills. There was a .357 Magnum revolver taken, 2 flat-screen TVs, a weed eater, a Marine class ring, 1940s vintage, and some other tools taken in that incident. And we had a breaking and entering on Joanna Farms Road in Mooresboro. It looks like there was some marital papers that were taken. This appears to be domestic involved. And we had a larceny on US 74 in Boston at the Dollar General. A mobile conveyor, about $800, was shaken, and this is where Chuck Crank was charged for this incident. And Jim, that's what we had to report today.
It never stops, does it?
We do stay busy.
I tell you. I can't understand how these folks, knowing that there's cameras everywhere in these stores like the Dollar General and Walmart, yet they continue to shoplift and knowing their own camera and their pictures being taken everywhere.
Well, I believe you heard a little bit larger bond on him, and you heard the word habitual before the charge of larceny. So that means this is not his first time he's been charged at all.
Yeah. Not his first time with the rodeo, is it?
No, sir, it's not.
Sure, but I appreciate you keeping us posted. Thanks for the report, and you be safe out there, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye. Sheriff Chris Francis reporting in this morning, 20 minutes after 7 o'clock.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Jessica's reporting down to us from the Communications Center. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
Tell us what's on your report.
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 367 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 45 EMS calls, 4 for rescue. Law enforcement Sheriff's Office respond to 175, Far City 68, Lake Lure 2, Rutherford 44, Spindale 41. Cliffside respond to a vehicle fire. Forest City respond to industrial fire alarm. Lake Lure responded to industrial fire alarm assisted by Fairfield. SDO responded to residential fire alarm, and that's all we've got.
Thanks so much, Jessica. Have a good day.
You too.
That's 911 Communications reporting in. I want to use this time right now, Washburn store over in Washburn Community. One of our regular advertisers here. I want to pay our respects to a family member, Phil Cook. Left to cherish his memories, his wife of 24 years, Amy Washburn Cook, daughter Leah Cook Miller, her husband Aaron of Boiling Springs, sons Taylor Griffith of Forest City and Lee Griffith, and his wife Kristen of Bostic. His life will be celebrating during a graveside service on Saturday, October the 9th at 11 o'clock at Salem United Methodist Church Cemetery. Memorials may be made to Salem United Methodist Church, Post Office Box 220 Bostic, 28018 to purchase new playground equipment. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. And Washburn store will be closed on Saturday due to the funeral of Phil Cook. They will be closed in respect for that funeral and be a part of that. So if you'd like to pay your respects to the Washburn family, feel free to do that. Fine family, outstanding family. And Phil will be greatly missed, and our hearts and thoughts go out to the Washburn family at Washburn Store. 23 minutes now past 7. Here's Ruby Taylor reporting from Danieltown, the SDO Fire District. Ruby, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report today?
Well, the fire department had one call, and that was to a residential fire alarm. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Rhonda McCraw, and I hope she has a nice day today. And the signs and the secrets today and tomorrow, and Jim, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, tomorrow we're going to be out and about broadcasting from the new location of Insurance Service Associates. It's the grand opening of the new location at 245 East Main Street, Forest City. We're broadcasting from 10 until 12, and lunch will be served, prizes to win, and an opportunity to visit the new location of ISA. Come on by. Today they're having the ribbon cutting right about 11 o'clock, 11:30, so go by for the ribbon cutting today, and tomorrow we'll be there broadcasting live in a living color from 10 until 12, 245 East Main Street, Forest City. We hope you make your plans to join us for that.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Let's go up the mountains a little ways and see if Gary Wilson's been washed away this morning or if he's still standing strong. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
We're getting some heavy rain up here.
Yeah, it was
flat coming down.
Wash your way up there. Hopefully you'll stand your ground.
Yeah, so far we're about 3.5 inches of rain in the last 24 hours.
How much?
About 3.5.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's flat coming down all night long. And it's raining like buckets out there right now.
Wow.
Lake Lure's been out on a couple of tree down calls over on Buffalo Shoals. And Bill's Creek's down checking a campground down on 74. I think you're probably down near Pumpkin Center somewhere down in there for flooding down in there. So, and I heard the fire chief up at Lake Lure a while ago tell Central to set off the flood siren. So it looks like we're in for a day of it. I hope it'll ease off, but it's done some raining during the night. I woke up a couple times. It was flat pouring out there.
Well, that's a lot of rain in a few hours, isn't it?
In 24 hours, that's a pretty good bit of rain. It sure is.
Well, we had been issued a flash flood watch until 8 o'clock this evening, but the way it's raining, you said they're putting off the flood sirens. It may be more than just a watch now then, huh?
It could be before the day's over with. It depends on how much more rain we get. Of course, we'd had an inch or better of rain before all this started, so the ground was already pretty wet, and I can hear the siren going off now in the background. So we'll hang on and see what we got.
Well, we hope folks are careful and avoid any low-lying areas for sure this morning.
And so far overnight we've been quiet, but will remains to be seen how it'll be today. But hopefully everybody stay safe.
Gary, thank you so much for being on guard up there, and we'll check with you tomorrow. We'll find out what transpires throughout the day.
All right, Jim. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Gary. Gary Wilson reporting out of the Fairfield Mountains Fire District. Flash flood watch means there is a potential for rapid onset flooding based on current forecasts. Flash flooding is a very dangerous situation and may impact areas that do not typically flood. So monitor the latest forecast to be prepared to take action quickly should flash flood warnings be issued. Rainfall of more than 5 inches in similar storms has been associated with an increased risk of landslides and rock slides. If you live on a mountainside or in a cove at the base of a mountain, especially near a stream, be ready to leave in advance of a storm or as quickly as possible should rising water, moving earth, or rocks threaten. I know many are out there listening in Radio Land, as we say, are all over the county at different locations at the foot of mountains and by lakes and streams. So just be cautious and use some common sense. Consider postponing travel along mountain roads during this period of heavy rainfall. That'll be with us pretty much all day today. And here's the Bossy reporter, DeVern, on the phone with us. DeVern, is it raining over there?
It's raining very hard over here this morning, Jim. Very wet morning with the rain. 64 degrees. Fire department had no calls. We've got one birthday, Brooke Bend. And don't forget to go by the Bee Supply store and check out their items. They do have some beautiful shirts and candles in there. And I hope everyone stays safe today with this heavy rain and dry.
You stay safe as well, DeVern. Thank you for the news, and keep us posted. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, nothing strikes fear in the hearts of people more than receiving an IRS audit letter in the mail. Audits take much time away from your business and family, requiring you to gather mounds of records, and can become overwhelming unless you have someone you can depend on to take care of that for you. That's why we can recommend IE Accounting and Tax Service. Chris and his team of professionals are in the business to help. Even if you depended on someone else to prepare your taxes, IE Accounting and Tax Service will be glad to assist you or your company. Don't hesitate to call. As a small business owner, you have more important things to do than keep your own books. Why not let IE Accounting and Tax Service take care of that for you, so you can get back to the job of running your business? Consider their payroll solutions for your business, cash flow management, litigation support, and forensic investigation. Why not give them a call and see what they can do for your business? Here's that phone number, 828-395-1777. They're at 211 West Main Street, Spindale. Again, that's 395-1777, and it's spelled Aryee. Now here's Bob Hodge reporting from the Hudlow Fire District on this rainy Thursday morning. Bob, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Is it raining over there, Bob?
Well, it's been a pouring over here a time or two, but I think that old saying, rain, rain, go away, come again another day there. We've had plenty of it now.
We could join hands and sing that all day today, I believe.
Yeah, we could sing that all day today. But we just, a little hard shower just come through a while ago. That's the way it's been off and on all night. Just a hard shower and then light up and then it rain again. So, but look like towards the end of the week or the weekend's going to be much better there. So we'll look forward to that. And Jim, with the fire department, we've answered a couple of medical calls during the night with the fire department. And other than that, things are going along good up here this morning, and maybe it'll stay pretty quiet with us. And so that's about it. Not too much going on except the rain there.
You stay safe over there, Bob, and keep us posted, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. It's 7:31, and we have 68 degrees and rainfall here in beautiful downtown Whiteside Road.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Cherry Mountain is our next stop. Cherry Mountain Fire District. Sue Price, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You soaked over there?
Yes. I'm pretty soaked. It rains so easy now.
Yeah, I know it.
It starts and pours, and then it quits, and then it starts again. But I guess we're going to get more today, too. There'll be some thunder rains, huh?
I think so, yeah. I think it's going to be with us pretty much all day today.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. We'll take what comes. I don't have any birthdays on my calendar. Fairview's got a birthday for Wade Hollifield, and I don't think, no, First of all, doesn't have anything on theirs either, so not too many celebrating over here. But we have been having a birthday or anniversary. We have a real good day on their special day and enjoy it. And in my announcements, Fairview will be having homecoming Sunday, and they'll have lunch after the service. So I imagine that's a covered dish, and just come and enjoy. And so far, that's the only announcement I have, Jim. It's just quiet and calm, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
You stay inside today, Sue.
All right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we focus what's important to you. We create a personalized strategy backed by our advice, our tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we partner together to help your strategy stay on track no matter what happens. Contact me at any time at 828-287-9197. We'll sit down, talk, and we're going to make a strategy that's right for you.
Well, if the weather cooperates, high school football action will be taking place Friday night, and our local schools in action. Morganton Patton will be at RS Central, and it's RS Central's homecoming, and that's our scheduled game of the week. Brevard is at Chase, and Thomas Jefferson travels over to Burns. Crest is at Shelby, and Inca at McDowell. Now, Polk County has an open date for tomorrow night, so we'll not have anything from over there, but we'll keep you posted as best we can with these scores should everybody get to play on Friday night. Weather, rain may affect the fields in some way. We'll see what takes place. But right now, we're going to go as though we know what we're doing and have a game Friday night. Mr. Friday Night, Jay Combs will be on the radio with me tomorrow morning to talk about that. Steve Collins is going to be with me this morning at 8:30 to talk about some important things about what's taking place over South Mountain, big events for you and your family, and I want you to know more about it, so we've invited you to come over and talk a little bit about it. And we're going to be broadcasting live over at ISA's new location in Forest City tomorrow from 10 until 12. We'll have some free lunch for you, some prizes to win, and a great opportunity for you to meet and greet the staff and management of ISA and see the new location. And you'll find them right across from the library there in Forest City, right across the library, right beside Paget and King Funeral Home. That's where they are, and we'll be looking for you and expecting to see you there tomorrow. The ribbon cutting is taking place today. If you want to go by there for that, Clark will be glad to have you there for the ribbon cutting today at 11. Now we're heading over toward Bostic again and to drop in Family Mart, and Audrey's on the phone to give us an update. Audrey, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm all right on this so rainy morning.
Is it raining over there pretty hard?
Yeah, it is. It's coming down pretty good at the moment. I just stuck my head out the front door for a minute between customers, and yeah, it's coming down pretty good.
I think the whole county is getting a pretty good load of it this morning.
Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, we need it, though.
Yes.
Jim, I'd just like to mention Jessica's back there in the back. You know, she's normally doing the radio this time of morning, but she's got real busy. But she's back there. She's got a good breakfast cooked up. I tell you what, that country ham and that bacon and sausage smelling good this morning.
Well, you can't beat the smell of country ham cooking, can you?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me hungry. I think I've gained a pound or two. But I'd like to encourage everybody to stop by. I know yesterday we got a fresh load of produce in, and we got a couple new items coming in, you know, periodically. So, you know, just say stop by and see us, say hello, and if you can't find something, we'll be more than glad to help you out.
I appreciate that very much, and you stay dry over there.
All right, you do the same.
See you next time.
All right, bye-bye.
The National Weather Service has now issued a flash flood warning for Rutherford, Buncombe, McDowell at 7:34 this morning, and it's going to be with us until 10:34 a.m. this morning. This is the National Weather Service issued a flash flood warning. It's moved now from a watch to a warning for Rutherford and Buncombe and McDowell counties, lasting until about 10:34 this morning. So if you're in those affected areas, please take caution and avoid any runoffs that might be coming your way, and avoid any puddles in the road as you're driving to work this morning. Please be aware of where that is, and just be extreme cautious as you're out and about this morning. Pretty heavy rains falling all over the county. And we'll be back with our next phone call in just a moment. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. All right, we're on a boat. We're riding up the stream, going up to Shingle Hollow. And Tina White, good morning.
Good morning. It is rainy, isn't it?
It is raining, yeah. Flood warning in effect.
I've heard that. Everybody be careful out there because we know how dangerous flash floods can be. It has really rained here in Shingle Hollow all night long. Some heavy rain, even some thunderstorms. It's 67 degrees on the front porch this morning. Shingle Hollow Fire Department said there's nothing to report this morning, and Green Hill says it was all quiet in the past 24 hours. We hope it stays that way. Birthdays, Piney Knob has Devin Williams today. I hope he has a great birthday. And Pilgrim's Way has Dakota and Kendra Turner. Hope they have a very special birthday. Nothing on Pleasant Grove. Announcement, Saturday, October 9th, the White House Community Clubhouse is having a family fun day starting at 2, ending around 8. So bring the whole family out for games, and the children can have free bouncy houses, sack races, and popcorn and cotton candy. There will be a bluegrass band. All this is free. If you want a barbecue plate, though, that's around $6. So everybody come on out Saturday, October 9th from 2 to 8 at White House Community Clubhouse.
Reckon they be playing in hopscotch?
They might. They have a sidewalk there. They've got a chalk. They can draw a hopscotch.
Did you ever do that when you were a kid?
Oh, yes. Love to play hopscotch. Wish I still could.
But you're doing all right without your cast, aren't you?
I am, but this rain is telling my age. My foot does not like it. My soul loves the rain. My brain loves the rain, but my foot does not like the rain.
Yeah, a lot of folks experience that in their bones and joints during this time of weather.
Have a few more announcements. October 16th, Green Hill Baptist Church is having a community yard sale from 8 to 12. Come find some treasures. And then Maple Creek Baptist Church, the same day, October 16th, is having a barbecue. They'll have pulled pork and all the trimmings. That is from 4 to 8 p.m., $10 for adults and $5 for children. And then Pilgrim's Way Baptist Church on October 30th, Saturday, October 30th, they're having their 5th Saturday morning youth meeting. Starts at 10 a.m. There will be 2 speakers, Brother Todd McKeon and Brother Jacob McKeon, and a youth choir, and then a meal to follow. They say everyone's invited. If you feel like a youth or if you are a youth, come on out. And that's all I've got this morning.
Right, Tina, thank you. Thank you very much. You be safe up there, and we'll look forward to talking to you again tomorrow.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. That's the reporter from Shingle Hollow, Tina White. 41 minutes past 7.
Who doesn't want to live their most spectacular life? The new Spectacular Riches Scratch-Off from the North Carolina Education Lottery has millions of dollars in prizes with riches everywhere. So you can make bling your thing, add glide to your ride, or even glitz to your grits. Spectacular Riches with over $100 million in prizes from $100 to $10,000. Riches are everywhere. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 4.26. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
And again, the National Weather Service has just issued a flash flood warning for Rutherford, Buncombe, and McDowell counties, and that'll be in effect until 7:34. It's effective until 4:34. Let me see. When is that? 5:30. I'm trying to figure out when that expires. Maybe about 10 something this morning. But right now, it's in effect for all of those counties, and keep aware of that and be cautious when you're traveling today. Now we're heading over toward Union Mills to see if Union Mills still on the map over there. Brenda Kelly, good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this tremendous Thursday morning? And we were Todd and I was trying to think of a T word for wet, and we couldn't come up with one.
T word for wet?
Yeah.
Well, when we were little boys, we used to tinkle. That's wet.
You're crazy, Jim. Oh, man. I was thinking of, and it won't come to me when it's a real hard downpour and it's flooding and all that. It's torrential downpour or something, ain't it?
Yes. Torrential rain, yeah.
So, see,
there
my brain's still working.
There you go. You're still sharp.
But we hope everybody's having a good day. I've got 64 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays or any anniversaries. And then ways of announcements, we got a breakfast at the Gilkey School Community Center Saturday, October the 9th, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And the cost is adults $7, children 6 to 12, $3, and 5 and under is free. And then we got a Fall Fest at the Mills, October the 30th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is at Union Mills. 60-plus vendors, food trucks, family fun. Come and support small businesses. So far, that's all I got going on. And I didn't like the morning report this morning when they thieving going on the road I live on.
Yeah, I know. That's getting too close to home, isn't it?
Yeah. It's I just don't understand it, but it is what it is.
Well, it is what
change
it is what it is, and we just somewhere along the way we failed to instill in the young people of today how important it is to go to work and make a contribution to society. It's been too easy just to lay around and let people take care of us.
That's true, and now is a good time to go to work because you can go anywhere and get a job.
Exactly right. There's one just about on every corner.
Now hiring, that's right. Yeah, but we can't change it, and we just have to keep preaching that they'll eventually change and do what's right.
Maybe we can save the next generation.
That's right. That's exactly right. Maybe we can.
And not give up on this one.
I probably won't be here for it, but that's all right.
Well,
I hope I've left some good impressions along the way.
I'm sure you have. You certainly have left an impression on me.
Oh, well, thank you. I guess you better go check on Luther's sweet thing and see that Ellenborough hadn't washed away.
Stay dry up there.
Okay, catch you later.
Bye. That's a calendar report from Union Mills, 7:45, and we are going over to Ellenborough now.
Another season has come and gone, and you're still looking at that same sad-looking sofa or recliner. Well, now's the time to change the inside of your home to look as pretty as the spring and summer colors outside. And the perfect place to start is the Recliner Center. Right now at the Recliner Center, everything is 20% off. That's 20% off sofas, recliners, sofa recliners. If someone you love is having trouble standing, the Recliner Center has all lift chairs on sale for 10% off. All lift chairs, 10% off. Now, some of these chairs can take you from a standing position, then safely back down to a sitting position with no effort on your part whatsoever. Angela is cleaning out merchandise to make room for more. So now's your chance to redecorate your home and take advantage of the great savings at the Recliner Center. All lift chairs, 10% off. Everything else is 20% off. Angela is seeing folks by appointment only, so call 828-395-3562. Call her today. The Recliner Center. They're on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Luther, row your boat ashore. Hallelujah. Luther, row your boat ashore. How you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm not doing great on a damp, cool morning.
Can I ride in your boat?
You can ride in the boat, and it's not going anywhere, but just so you don't rock it.
Don't rock the boat.
Don't rock the boat. But yeah, we just enjoying the coffee and the biscuits and watching traffic go by.
Does it rain much over there?
Yeah, got the road wet, but haven't had a whole lot of rain.
Interesting.
No, of course, we didn't have no washout. We had a good shower, but not much. But it's quiet there this morning. Not a whole lot going on. The fire department only had 2 medical calls. Just said one of them yesterday, one early yesterday evening. But they got to sleep last night. Everything was good and calm. They were going to have something going there on Monday, 3 o'clock, over at Corinth Church. Going to be having bloodmobile over there. Be here from 3 till 7:30. Everyone's invited to stop by. Give them a pint of blood. And Miss Linda says she's going to have plenty of soup and cookies and cake and sandwiches and all that. So just come on by and get blood and get you a snack before dinner. Other than that, nothing else going on there here, Jim. So you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Be careful over there, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, take care now.
That's Luther Gilligan reporting out of Ellenborough with a nice quiet report this morning for a Thursday morning. Now it's time for birthdays and anniversaries for the 7th day of October, October the 7th. If you were born or were married on this date, we'd love to hear from you, and we'll celebrate with you and give you a big old shout-out. Call Todd now at 287-3356. Birthdays and anniversaries coming up next.
Cheryl, I've been talking to Tommy and David, the outside salesmen at Henson Building Materials in Forest City. They're going to help us navigate through our remodeling project.
Well, I know they have tons of experience, so we'll be in good hands.
Good hands is right. Even professional builders shop there because they trust the quality products and service.
And did you know they have a great relationship with our community, too? Oh, they're so nice.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
It's a good rainy morning for a hot, delicious Daylight Donut from Granny B's this morning. They're open over there. They open over there breakfast 7 o'clock, and you can order your donuts, take them to work with you, and think about pizza later on today. They got that Granny B's pizza combo that you'll really, really love. Here's the phone number. Put it in your phone so you know how to call, and they can prepare that for you before you get there. 286-9012, 286-9012. That's the phone number to call Granny B's for delicious Daylight Donuts and outstanding pizza.
Happy birthday.
Tiffany Green over in Ellenboro is turning 40 today. Happy birthday, Tiffany. Addison Green over in Ellenboro also is 20 today. He's a son. That's the son of Tiffany. So mother and son celebrating together. Also, Simon Cowell is turning 61. Vladimir Putin is 68. John Mellencamp is 69. And on this date back in 1780, the British defeated American militia near Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Now there's a casino over there. 1931, first infrared photograph was taken. 1952, first bandstand broadcast. Dick Clark joined in 1955. 1959, the movie Pillow Talk was released. 1960, Route 66 premiered. 1996, Fox News was launching. They're celebrating 25 years right now. 2001, U.S. invaded Afghanistan on this date. A lot of historical significance to this date, so we hope you'll enjoy it. Now stand by for Keys to Confident Living, and 8:30 this morning have Steve Collins in to talk with us about some exciting things happening over there. So hang around.
In the last day's newsletter, Leonard Ravenhill tells about a group of tourists visiting a small village. During the visit, they passed a resident sitting on his porch who had lived in the town for years. Out of a desire to learn more about the area, one tourist asked, "Were any great men born in this village?" The old man replied, "Nope, only babies." The old man's reply catches us by surprise, but it is full of truth. Great leaders are not born as great leaders. They are born as babies and then grow up in our homes, churches, schools, neighborhoods, and places of employment. We have much to do with helping these children and teenagers become the leaders of tomorrow. What these future leaders learn and the attitudes they possess, to a large extent, are determined by the influences of we who are older. We have the privilege of helping them dream the lofty dreams. We can instruct them in the virtues of honesty, integrity, care of the unfortunate, self-respect, and love for God. It is out of the melting pots of our communities that great leaders emerge. The young child sitting at your breakfast table or that rides in your car to school may become some great leader. They weren't born that way, but your influence may be just the thing that causes them to rise to a position of greatness. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living. Why not order a book of 100 scripts from today's Key to Confident Living by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS.
Hi, it's Jones Angel. Thanks for staying tuned to our friends here in Rutherford County. WCAB
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A federal judge in Texas has ruled in favor of the Justice Department's effort to block the state's ban on most abortions in the state. ABC legal analyst Kate Shaw says Texas is appealing, but for now, the law is on hold, effective immediately.
So the Fed stepped in, filed the lawsuit against Texas, saying Texas is not allowed to violate the federal constitutional rights of its citizens, and that's the case that we got a ruling in last night.
ABC News congressional correspondent Rachel Scott with more.
I just got back from Texas, and I was speaking to women that have been traveling hundreds of miles for an abortion procedure. Some clinics this morning in Texas do plan to resume those abortion appointments for women who are up to 18 weeks pregnant, but other clinics are still hesitant, waiting for this to play out in the court.
Jury deliberations are underway in the trial of two former executives accused of paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to bogus college counselor Rick Singer to get their kids into USC by falsely presenting them as recruited athletes. ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
Newly released audio recordings are revealing how the alleged mastermind of the college admissions scandal engaged with parents.
I can send him your $500,000 that you wired into my account to secure the spot.
Both men have pleaded not guilty, saying they thought the money they were paying Singer was a legitimate donation to the school. It's off to the Midwest for the president.
President Biden travels to Chicago today. This is the trip he was supposed to do last week, but canceled in order to stay in Washington and engage with lawmakers on infrastructure negotiations. The president today is focusing on what the White House says is the effectiveness of COVID-19 vaccine requirements. He'll meet with United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby, who was one of the first business leaders to institute a vaccine requirement. And now the company has a 97% vaccination rate.
That's ABC's Karen Travers as COVID infections dropped by 40% in the past 3 weeks. You're listening to ABC News.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
It's another devastating consequence of the coronavirus pandemic. The young children across the country now living after losing a parent. ABC's Derek Dennis has more.
A study released by federal health experts paints a grim picture of the impact of the coronavirus on an estimated 140,000 children.
On average, every public school has at least one child who's lost a parent or caregiver due to COVID-19.
The CDC's Dr. Susan Hillis led the study and says the pandemic has created an epidemic of loss for the young.
Not only does it affect the child now in the short term, but it does really stay with them for the rest of their lives.
And she says 65% of those kids are racial or ethnic minorities. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Nobel Prize for Literature has been awarded this morning to author Abdulrazak Gurnah, citing what it calls an uncompromising writing about the effects of colonialism. Born in Zanzibar, the author often wrote 10 novels and is now a professor at the University of Kent in England. And going up for auction next week, a big piece of Winnie the Pooh history. In the 1920s, Pooh creator A.A. Milne often played with his son, Christopher Robin, around a bridge in the British countryside. That bridge, which became central to many Pooh stories, is going up for sale. It was originally built around 1907, but was taken down in 1999. It's been restored. Estimates say it could sell for about $80,000. This is ABC News.
You love Zoom for video meetings? Now, choose Zoom to power your phone communications too. Zoom Phone works seamlessly within the Zoom app as your business phone system. Zoom Phone's secure HD audio and enterprise-grade reliability keep you connected to your teams and your customers. And it's easy to use on mobile, desktop, or desk phone. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Zoom, how the world connects.
Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Good morning and happy Thursday. It's a cloudy and mild start to your morning where a few small showers are possible for your morning commute. Better chance of rain and storms are in the forecast this afternoon with scattered showers and storms from the afternoon and through the evening. Highs today are back in the mid to upper 70s. Some of those showers continue overnight tonight. We'll see a better chance of rain for Friday. More rain coverage Friday afternoon and through the evening. Showers still possible on Saturday. I'm meteorologist Zach Mallock in the Weather Center.
And we're getting light rain falling here in Rutherfordton outside our door here at beautiful downtown Whiteside Road. Light rain, but the Weather Service, National Weather Service, has issued a flash flood warning for Buncombe County, McDowell County, and those of us right here in Rutherford County as well. So that flash flood warning is in effect for a while. So please keep that in the top of your mind as we'll keep watching that weather pattern and see what's going to happen. Looks like once today is over, we get some more rain tomorrow, and then Saturday all the way through next week. Saturday is looking mostly clear. And let me look at Sunday here, see what Sunday represents. Sunday, mostly clear, highs around 77. Monday, mostly clear. Tuesday, mostly clear. And Wednesday, mostly clear. So we got to get this rain out of our system today and perhaps early tomorrow, and it'll all be over for a while. Would that be nice to have another nice weekend in store for us here in the foothills of Rutherford County. Right now we are still 68 degrees. We had some heavy flooding up in the mountains. Gary Wilson talked about how much they had up there, over 3 inches of rain in a short period of time. Hopefully that'll be the extent of all the heavy rainfall, but we'll keep our eye on the weather pattern. You be sure to keep your ears tuned right here to WCAB. I have a guest coming in at 8:30 this morning. Steve Collins with South Mountain Christian Camp will be here to talk about some events coming up that I know many of you get excited about, and we'll tell you more in clarity what that's all about so you can make your plans to be a part of that and support that as well. Meanwhile, we've got some news from here and there right after this.
Who doesn't want to live their most spectacular life? The new spectacular Riches Scratch-Off from the North Carolina Education Lottery has millions of dollars in prizes with riches everywhere. So you can make bling your thing, add glide to your ride, or even glitz to your grits. Spectacular Riches with over $100 million in prizes from $100 to $10,000. Riches are everywhere. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 4.26. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
News from here and there this morning. Yesterday morning, if you were listening and heard Philip give us, the chairman of the school board, give us the highlights of the school board meeting. There's more detail in the Daily Courier that Scott Carpenter is writing about. There were 30 minutes of public comments at the school board meeting, a Board of Education meeting, I guess we could call it, on Tuesday night. Several of the speakers were emphatic in their support for ongoing COVID mitigation protocols in the schools, while others continued to proclaim that making students and staff wear masks is violating their rights. At the end of the meeting, on a split vote, the all-Republican board decided to continue with the mask mandate. Rebecca D'Antonio was the first to speak during the public comments. Most of her comments were within a prayer, during which she prayed for the peace and comfort of those affected by COVID, including healthcare workers, teachers, and staff, and the family and friends of the local high school students who recently died from COVID. She prayed for the board members to continue with mitigation protocols to keep students safe. Her harshest words were related to science deniers. D'Antonio lambasted the hypocrites among us who think that 30 minutes YouTube videos trump the science and research by scientists who are desperately trying to keep us safe, end quote. She also called out the Madison Cawthorns of the world and their hired crisis actors who travel great distances to spread a false gospel while our hospitals swell from their lies. I pray that more children don't die in the crossfire because of trigger-happy social warriors who have turned the public health crisis into a culture war, end quote. D'Antonio was not the only speaker to refer to Congressman Cawthorn, whose district includes part of Rutherford County. Stephanie Lattimore, a child trauma therapist, noted that Cawthorn, at a Buncombe County Board of Education meeting, called requiring students to wear masks nothing short of psychological child abuse. Lattimore said, "This is one of the most ignorant, twisted statements I have ever heard in my life." She then explains trauma and asks the board to stay strong for the sake of our children, listen to the voice of reason, listen to real science. Ruth Mayor David Guy also spoke before the board. He's a teacher in Greenville, South Carolina, but lives here, saying masks are optional where he works. He said there is value in facial expression. asked the board to consider letting parents decide on whether or not to have their children wear face masks. One speaker wore a shirt that read, "Unmask our kids." Another appeared to threaten the board with legal action. Several speakers mostly gave their support for the board, thanking them for the tough decisions they have throughout the COVID pandemic. School boards statewide are required to revisit their decisions on COVID mitigation procedures, including whether or not to impose mask mandates at least once per month. Before the school decided, Superintendent David Sutton reviewed the latest school-related COVID data and some updated procedures. Sutton noted that the Rutherford County Schools has installed a system-wide new air purification equipment, and that free antigen testing is now available within the school environment. Before the board voted on the mask policy, board members were reminded that the original policy statement by the board adopted August 26 states that the mask requirement will remain in place while Rutherford County categorized as a high transmission zone on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's as a COVID-19 community transmission map. Board member Rick Ficklin made the motion to maintain the current mask mandate, which was seconded by board member Sherry Bright. After some discussion, board member Brandy Nanny said, "I believe every parent has the right to make medical decisions for their children. I cannot vote for this." Well, the motion passed 4-1. Nanny was the only vote against the measure, while 2 board members were absent, Angel King and Tracy Short. So that's some of the activities that took place at the board meeting on Tuesday night. You know, I'm for public comments. I think governing bodies ought to have time for public comments. I appreciate our county commissioners and school administration doing that, but there's no room for calling names and calling people out on silly names and accusations like that. The folks that are being accusatory are using some of the same things they're accusing other people of doing. So let's cut out the harsh rhetoric. Meanwhile, the National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning for Henderson, Rutherford today, and effective until 11:40 this morning. Flash flood warning in effect for Rutherford and Henderson County until 11:40 this morning. We're getting light rainfall here in Rutherfordton. Meanwhile, Monday night, town commissioners in Forest City unanimously approved a budget amendment of $19,200 to reduce speeding on Turner Street. A review by JMT Engineering found that speeding is indeed problematic along Turner Street. With the budget amendment, the town of Forest City will buy and install 3 rubberized speed tables in an effort to slow speeding in the residential area. Workers will also add street striping. The move follows a 3-day collection of speed data on Turner Street. Commissioners also acquired a parcel on Sites Drive at a cost of $500. Council also approved a road closure for Friday, October the 22nd, 4 to 5, to allow for Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy's homecoming parade. Leslie Meade, the latest addition to the Forest City Police Department, publicly took her oath as an office. Congratulate her and welcome her to the force. Meanwhile, over in Charlotte, news from here and there, a North Carolina jail officer is facing criminal charges after she was fired for having sex with an inmate. Mecklenburg County Sheriff Gary McFadden said jailer Karen Payton also provided the same inmate with tobacco, which is another violation. Payton, who was fired on Tuesday, is charged with engaging in a sexual act with a male inmate and providing a tobacco product to an inmate in custody. She had been in with the sheriff's office since 2019. The Charlotte Observer reports that Payton is at least the 5th member of McFadden's staff and the 2nd female detention officer to be fired in the last 5 months for misconduct ranging from driving under the influence to reported fights with inmates. See that stuff on TV all the time when that's happening, but right here in our own back door and see stuff like that, it's not a good thing. It's 8:14. Coming up in just a few moments, the Sheriff's Report with Sheriff Chris Francis. You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton. Let me remind you also, those of you who like to do these kind of things, Cash for Christmas raffle, I've got the tickets right here. $10,000 total cash giveaway. Tickets are for $50. Grand prize is $8,000. Second prize $1,500, and third prize $500. And the drawing is going to be held right here live on the radio. We'll do that drawing right here on the radio station. Let me see. That's December the 17th. It'll be live on radio. We'll do a live Facebook program as well. You do not have to be present to win. Only 500 tickets will be sold. Tickets are sold on a first-come, first-served basis. The raffle ticket purchase is non-tax deductible. Winners will be responsible for all taxes. If you win the prize, the Rutherford County Chamber is not responsible for lost tickets. So get your tickets. You want to come by here? We've got plenty of them right here. This is the place to get them. The raffle tickets for the Christmas drawing coming up. Sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. We had a good time with that last year. And I know you can step forward again and get your tickets right here. Well, the Vatican is speaking out. I'm glad the Pope is recognizing this and speaking out on this. Been a lot of controversy as to whether or not how he stood on these issues, but the Catholic Church's Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith declared on March 15th that the Church does not have the power to bless same-sex unions and issued an explanatory note spelling out why this is the case. The straightforward question the congregation addressed was, does the Church have the power to give the blessing to unions of persons of the same sex? The straightforward answer was negative. Consequently, in order to conform with the nature of sacramentals, when the blessing is invoked on a particular human relationship, in addition to the right intentions of those who participate, it is necessary that what is blessed be objectively and positively ordered to receive and express grace, according to the designs of God inscribed in creation and fully revealed by Christ the Lord, the Vatican said. So the Pope has declared the same sex will not be blessed by God or blessed by the Church, in spite of what Nancy Pelosi might say. 17 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock.
'Tis the season when the termites and outdoor critters are showing up, plus moisture issues and crawl space care is needed. Sealed crawl spaces can help stop damp, musty smells from getting into your home. And odor can also indicate there's an environment that can allow mold or wood decay fungi to be in your home. Get your home under control with the professional services from Go Forth Termite and Pest Control. They're located at 667 North Washington Street in Rutherfordton. Call them at 828-287-3188. Big or small, Go Force Termite and Pest Control can handle it all.
Due to heavy rains, a flash flood warning has been issued for our area, Rutherford and McDowell counties. If you're in the flood-prone areas, please take caution at this time because more heavy rains are expected in this area. They're getting a lot of rain up in the Lake Lure area. Gary Wilson was telling us they've got over 3 inches, just a matter of a few hours overnight last night. So we are in a flash flood warning zone, and we've had some flooding in past months when that happened. So let's be cautious. Just be careful. Don't panic, but just be cautious and careful when that takes place. Sheriff Chris Francis was on with us earlier this morning, gave us a report from his Department of Crime Fighting, and we recorded that for broadcast at this time. Sheriff?
In the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office responded to 175 calls to service. We have been 11 arrests processed at the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 209. Among those arrested, Jordan O'Neill Wright, 30-year-old male of Spindale, was charged with assault on a female, and a district court judge has set bond. Ashley Brooke Dobbins, 34-year-old female of Boston, was charged with child abuse, assault, and received a $2,500 unsecured bond from the magistrate. Dominique Deshawn Valentine, 24-year-old male of Spindale, was charged with chop shop activity and received a $20,000 secure bond. Esteban Mikhail Hughes, 22-year-old male of Shelby, was charged with reckless driving and hit and run on a warrant and received a $2,000 unsecured bond. Joshua Lee Short, 25-year-old male of Union Mills, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 unsecured bond. Philip Ryan Foster, 39-year-old male of Mooresboro, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 cash bond. Timothy Scott Burt, 33-year-old male of Spartanburg, was charged with 2 counts of failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Christian Eugene Harden, 19-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with failure to appear and resist obstructed delay, received a $750 secure bond. Jamie Wayne Nolan, 44-year-old male of Far City, was charged with breaking in and received a $1,000 secure bond. Chuck Weldon Crank, a 61-year-old male of Far City, was charged with habitual larceny and received a $15,000 secure bond. Billy Joe Irvin, 62-year-old male of Far City, was charged with trespassing and received a $500 secure bond. Mikhail Trey Bracken, 20-year-old male of Far City, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. We had a break and enter into a motor vehicle among our incidents in larceny on Lattimore Street in Boston. The vehicle, $3 taken from it, and the other vehicle, there was a tool bag with 2 DeWalt drills that were taken. In a separate instance, we had a break and enter into a motor vehicle in another part of the county on Twin Creeks Road in Mooresboro. This vehicle was also unlocked, and there was also a DeWalt drill and a Cobalt drill and a wallet containing ID and debit card taken from that vehicle in that separate incident. We had a break and enter and larceny, Camp Creek Road in Union Mills. There was a .357 Magnum revolver taken, 2 flat-screen TVs, a weed eater, a Marine class ring, 1940s vintage, and some other tools taken in that incident. And we had a breaking and entering on Joanda Farms Road in Mooresboro. Looks like there was some marital papers that were taken. This appears to be domestic involved. And we had a larceny on US 74 in Boston at the Dollar General. A mobile conveyor, about $800 was taken, and this is where Chuck Crank was charged for this incident. And Jim, that's what I had to report today.
Thank you, Sheriff Chris Francis, for that report. 22 minutes now past 8 o'clock. As I've said before, Dr. Glenn Mollett, a friend of mine who sends me his blog from time to time, and a lot of times he's it right on the head. I'm going to share that with you this morning for the next few minutes if I can. He says, imagine a family of 6 people coming to your house. They knock on the door. They look tired, frail, dirty, and very hungry. They're desperate. 2 of the 6 people are under 6 years old. Their clothes are rags and their shoes are barely still on their feet. They tell you about their plight. They have traveled a long way. They left the country in search of a better life. They need you to help them. They need you to give them shelter and food, clothes, and some cash. They need to stay with you for a while. What if your sole income is $2,000 a month in Social Security? What if your party, or rather your pantry, is no longer overstocked? What if you have trouble saving enough money each month to pay utility bills and keep your car running? Your heart goes out to these people. You'd like to help them, but you don't have the means to care for yourself, and so you have to say, I can't. The reason I can't is because, seriously, I just don't have the financial means to do. The next thing that happens is they totally ignore what you've just said and come into your house anyway. They scatter out to your bedroom and begin to make themselves at home. They open your refrigerator and eat the food you have and then ask you to fix them some more. Next, they need money. Do you have money you can please give us? They ask. You ask them to leave, but they remind you they are desperate people who need you to help them. Next, they insist you go to the bank and draw out your life savings and hand it over to them. They're desperate and need money. They promise they will leave. Now you are scared. You wonder what's next. You call the White House. You talk to Joe Biden, and he lets you know that Kamala Harris is on top of this and hangs up. Of course, you don't see any of them moving in with him. Delaware is a long way from the border. He doesn't figure immigrants will be much of a problem up there when he retires. Prime Minister Moniz recently described how her country has seen 80,000 Haitian immigrants and evacuees coming from South America through Panama heading to the United States this year. Outlaws rob out of desperation. Drug addicts steal and kill out of desperation. Rapists assault out of deranged desperation. We don't overload the criminal acts in America. They are coming here. They're moving in. They're desperate for shelter, food, free education, free Medicare, free transportation, and more. Their desperation doesn't make it right. America is a nation of immigrants. Most of them have come legally and followed an orderly fashion, an orderly process. If our national leaders do not gain control of our border crisis, a further humanitarian crisis unlike we've ever seen is fast approaching. Dr. Glenn Mollett, you're absolutely right.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. The Los Angeles Dodgers are headed to the NLDS versus the San Francisco Giants, thanks to Chris Taylor, who slammed a walk-off, 2-out, 2-run homer off Alex Reyes in the bottom of the ninth to complete a 3-1 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals.
I was trying to be ready when my number was called, and these are the type of moments that you dream about and you live for, and I'll be able to look back on this for the rest of my life.
The Dodgers and Giants will go ahead tomorrow in Game 1. Giants going with Logan Webb, while Walker Buehler is the likely starter for the Dodgers. The two American League Division Series will get going today. The Tampa Bay Rays are starting Shane McClanahan. He'll go against Boston pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez. And it is a double-edged sword on the other ALDS, or Lances, if you will. Lance Lynn will pitch for the White Sox, while the Astros are countering with Lance McCullers Jr. The Carolina Panthers acquired a veteran cornerback and the 2019 NFL Defensive Player of the Year on Wednesday, Stephon Gilmore. Carolina sending a 2023 sixth-round draft pick to New England. Panthers coach Matt Rule says they jumped at the opportunity when Gilmore and the Patriots could not agree on a new deal.
Anytime you can get an all-pro player for a future six, I mean, we're going to do it, right? I mean, this was just, one of those things that's too good to pass up.
Cornerback Dante Jackson looking forward to sharing the defensive backfield with the all-pro.
That's pretty dope. That's dope, man. I'm excited to get to work with him. I'm good with any move that's going to help this team win.
And Sam Darnold is familiar with Gilmore, has a measure of respect for him as well.
He's a dang good player. I had a few of my toughest games against him, so for him to join us, we're all excited about it.
Gilmore not able to suit up for this weekend's game against Philadelphia, but he will be active for Week 6 on the road against the Giants. Christian McCaffrey's status for this weekend's game with the Eagles also not known, but he did return to practice on Wednesday for limited work after missing Sunday's loss at Dallas with a hamstring injury. He is currently day-to-day. This is NCN Sports.
We really are worried that this Delta variant is going to find everyone who's not protected.
The fact that this is more infectious, causing worse outcomes, and spreading like wildfire in the United States, I don't believe this is a wait-and-see period. It's a time to really roll those sleeves up and get those shots.
There are more people dying this week than there was last week. Our rates of hospitalizations are going up. The people that are losing their lives are the people that are unvaccinated.
Visit myspot.nc.gov today. A message from NCDHHS.
North Carolina retailers are the backbone of the local economy, and now you hold the power to help them rebound faster by spending your dollars in North Carolina. Our retailers' first priority is the health and safety of their employees and customers. So please be patient with retail employees, especially if they ask you to wear a mask. In most cases, they are required by law. The NC Retail Merchants Association proudly represents these dedicated retailers and encourages you to shop smart and shop NC. Learn more at ncrma.org.
The North Carolina Courage returned to the pitch last night for their first game since the firing of their head coach Paul Riley over allegations of sexual coercion. In the 6th minute of the game, players on the Courage and Louisville City FC came together at midfield and locked arms in a moment of solidarity. The Racing Louisville FC interim head coach Mario Sanchez in his post-game media call talked about the demonstration that followed a tumultuous week for the league.
I thought it was great. I'm proud of the team, proud of the players for, making sure everyone takes notice. So look, all I can tell you is I support our players 100%.
The demonstrations were also league-wide, including the match between Gotham FC and Washington Spirit in Philadelphia, as well as Portland versus Houston. That game also halted in the 6th minute to highlight the 6 years it took for the accusers to have their voices heard. Paul Riley, meanwhile, has denied the allegations. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Good morning and happy Thursday. It's a cloudy and mild start to your morning where a few small showers are possible for your morning commute. Better chance of rain and storms are in the forecast this afternoon with scattered showers and storms from the afternoon and through the evening. Highs today are back in the mid to upper 70s. Some of those showers continue overnight tonight. We'll see a better chance of rain for Friday. More rain coverage Friday afternoon and through the evening. Showers still possible on Saturday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
The National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning in effect today until about 10:30 or so. It's in effect right now. A lot of low-lying areas being expected to be flooded this morning. It started out as a watch. They have turned that into a flood warning now for the areas of Buncombe, McDowell, and Rutherford counties. So please be aware of that. If you live near those areas that are prone for flooding, you might want to make some alternative plans. No panic. Just make sure that you're prepared for that, and that indeed is coming. I have a special guest in the studio with me right now. We'll talk to him in just a moment.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
It's that time again, time to get the flu vaccines. And Smith's Drugs in Forest City has the flu vaccinations available. Walk-ins Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. And Smith's Drug is asking all their Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers to call if you need any help with registering your recalled devices. Just call the Home Medical Department for any help or with questions at 828-245-4591.
And it's Thursday morning. We're happy to have guests in the studio with me from time to time. It gets lonely in this blue room without guests, so I do enjoy inviting folks that are making contributions to our community and our society. One of those folks we've had on us before is Steve Collins from the South Mountain Christian Camp. He's with us today to talk about some things that I get excited about, and I know he does too. Steve, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Jim. It's great to be with you.
Glad to have you here in spite of all the rain. We're glad you...
Yeah, it was a wet drive this morning, but managed to stay on the road, so that was my number one concern. Yeah,
that's great. I know you got several things going on. First of all, let me talk about the pumpkin patch. Let's tell you a quick little story. Of course, Faye and I went over last year, bought a bunch of pumpkins from there, and set them out. She set them out in the front for decorations for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And we left them there, and they eventually, decayed and rotted.
Sure.
But the seeds came up again, and we had pumpkins in our yard up until about last month.
Wow.
We had I believe there was 4 pumpkins grew from those vines that rotted in the ground. They came back up.
I love it.
Yeah, one of them were really pretty good size, but I said, let me see how long they'll grow. The vines just kept growing,
yeah.
But it was really nice. But anyway, tell us about the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, so we've got lots and lots of pumpkins, thousands of pumpkins at South Mountain Christian Camp, and that is a fundraiser. Of course, it supports the primary ministry of South Mountain Christian Camp, which is our summer camp program. And so we've got pumpkins. Everybody's looking for pumpkins in October. I saw a news report there could be a shortage of pumpkins. Well, there's not a shortage at South Mountain Christian Camp. So if somebody wants pumpkins, that's the place to go. We've got all different sizes. People can come out, and I tell people all the time, why would you want to go reach into a cardboard box to grab pumpkins when you can come out to a place like South Mountain Christian Camp? Beautiful scenery. We've got them all laid out on display, hay bales and corn stalks and some decorations and things, and so it's a great place to do some family photos. If you got some kids, take them out there and have them pose with the pumpkins and get some great family photos. Pick out your favorites and take them home with you. And it's really a donation basis. We've got suggested prices for the different sizes. But it's really set up, just for people to make a donation to the camp in exchange for the pumpkins, and so a lot to choose from, lots to do at the camp too. If you're coming out to get pumpkins, might as well take a little bit of time to hike on some trails or walk down to the lake. You can do some fishing, play a little disc golf. It's a beautiful place to be this time of year. A little wet today, but pumpkin sales are available 7 days a week during daylight hours. Anytime people can come out, and if the office is closed for making payment, people can just drop their donation through the little mail slot in the office door, and we'll collect it. We come in and check on that several times a day. So it's a great way to get some pumpkins, especially if you need to get some decorations going.
A lot of people do use pumpkins for decoration, but then there's still those folks who bake pumpkin pies.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We've got the little pie pumpkins too, which are great for making the pies. And my wife likes to open them up and pull the seeds out and roast them. She'll lay them out on a cookie sheet, put them in the oven, and roast them, and a little oil and salt on there, and you got a nice little healthy snack, And so lots of things you can do with pumpkins besides just decorating. They're pretty good eating too.
And pumpkin seeds are healthy. They're healthy food.
Absolutely.
Tell us something else going on out there.
So then in a couple of weeks, we've got the tractor show. And I say a couple of weeks, we're getting closer to a week and a half, I guess. But on October 16th, we have our tractor show. We did this last year. It was the first time we did it. Of course, it was in the middle of the whole COVID outbreak. And we thought this would be a really great open air activity that people can go to and keep, stay spread out. And it was just so successful and so well attended. We thought let's go ahead and do it again. And so what the plan for the tractor show is October 16th from 10 to 3 p.m. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. People come out. And we've got all these tractors that are going to be on display, some farm equipment that's going to be on display, also a few antique cars and trucks that are going to be on display. And people can just walk around, look at them, and then vote for their favorites by making donations. Okay, so there's a donation bucket at each piece of equipment, and people can just drop their cash donations in the bucket, and whichever piece of equipment raises the most money, that will be declared the winner of the show and the top fundraiser, and they'll get a little prize package. And so in addition to that, we've also got some activities for the kids. We've got free hay rides. We've got some vendors that are coming out. We've got food and drinks for sale. So lots going on at the tractor show, and it's free admission. There's no charge to come. If you're broke, just come out and look at some tractors and enjoy spending time at South Mountain Christian Camp. But if you can make a donation, that really helps us. Again, this is to help South Mountain Christian Camp be able to minister to kids during summer camp. And so it's another fundraiser, but it's just a great opportunity to get out to South Mountain Christian Camp and experience the beauty that God's put out there.
So it's really a neat way to get people together with those tractors. People love those. Look at those old tractors. I'm sure there's some new ones too, but those old tractors really what fascinate people.
Yeah, and we've got a few new tractors, but a few new owners that weren't there last year who are bringing some old tractors out, and so some new entries. If anybody listening has a tractor that they would like to put in the show, we would love. I mean, the more the merrier, and so it's just. Maybe somebody can't afford to make a donation to the camp, but they could bring their tractor out and put it in our display. Well, that helps our fundraiser, to be more successful. And so if somebody has a tractor, an antique car or truck, piece of farm equipment that they want to bring out and put on display, it doesn't have to be pretty, doesn't have to be all painted up. Sometimes, the ones that aren't painted up look just as neat because you realize this is an old piece of equipment, and so anybody that has something they would like to enter, feel free to let us know, and they can give us a call at the camp office. That number is 245-3322, and so if people give us a call, let us know they want to put a piece of equipment in the show. We'll save a spot for you, and then just encourage everybody to come out that day, October 16th, because it's going to be a great day.
What some folks may not realize and understand that South Mountain Christian Camp is not recipients of a big pocket full of money coming to you all the time. You have to do these kind of things to raise money to continue to support it. And these are fun ways that people can do that, enjoy themselves as well as make donations to the camp.
That's right, Jim. And our policy's always been to never turn a child away because they don't have the money to pay for camp. People think, well, you charge fees for camp, so why do you need to raise money? Well, most of the kids, 70% of the kids who come to our camp, they can't afford to pay for camp, but we let them come anyway because we want to be able to minister to them. And so that means that's the vast majority of our kids. We're not getting any income from them, and so we have to raise funds to meet that need. And so we do these types of events. It's like I said, it's a fun way to support the ministry. And when you're supporting South Mountain Christian Camp, you're supporting the kids in this community. Most of our campers come from right here in Rutherford County, and most of them come from homes where they just don't have the money to pay for camp. So if it wasn't for South Mountain, these kids would not have the opportunity to go to camp anywhere. And it's such a critical ministry. It really is. I was just at a leadership summit for camp leaders in Wisconsin last week, and we were talking about reaching out to kids from these impoverished homes. And a lot of times kids that are growing up in poverty are also suffering from neglect or abuse, And we get a lot of kids who are in foster care, a lot of kids who just desperately need the love of God. And that's what South Mountain Christian Camp is all about, a place where kids can get away from all the negative influence and get away from all the trouble that they're having in their life and just have fun for a week, but at the same time experience the love of God, experience the presence of God, the reality of God in their lives. And when they experience Him, it brings healing, not only to their spirit, but also to their soul, to their emotions, and it helps them to know that there's hope, that there's a God who really does love them and cares about everything that they're going through, and it transforms lives. If I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be doing it. I've been at South Mountain for 23 years now, and I've seen it change lives. I have adults coming to me now saying, that camp changed my life when I was a kid, and so I know that it makes a difference, and that's why it's such a critical thing for these kids to be able to experience. So we raise funds so that we can provide this experience for these kids, and it changes their lives.
You had a successful summer last year. This past
summer was good, yeah. We did have to operate at a limited capacity to meet the COVID restrictions that were in place, but we were able to have camp, and that was good. We were full. I mean, we set it at 62 kids was the max that we could take, and we had 62 kids every single week. Jim, it was heartbreaking, but hundreds of kids on our waiting list trying to get into camp, and we just didn't have the capacity to take them. But we cherished every moment that we had with the kids who were there, and it was a great experience for all of them. So I'm glad we got to have camp again. Yeah.
Well, we have the pumpkin patch going on. We have the tractor sale going on, and here's right down to the heart of what people really enjoy doing: the South of the Mountain Trail Run.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really important.
So this is another fundraiser at the end of the month on October 30th. We've got our trail run, and we've been doing this for 10 years now. It's a 5K race, and we call it a trail run. Some people say, well, I can't do it. There's no way I could run that far, or I'm scared to run on the trails. You don't have to run anything. Just participating in this thing, you're helping raise funds for kids to go to camp. And so you can walk. If you like to hike, you soak up the beauty of the creation out there. You're still helping these kids go to camp. And every participant gets a runner's pack that includes a race shirt and a little drawstring bag and some other goodies that are going to be in there. But again, every dollar of the entry fee goes to help kids come to camp. We've got sponsors that cover the cost of the event, so the entry fee, 100% of that is going to help kids experience summer camp. So it's a great fun time. That's going to be on October 30th at 10 a.m. And the fall colors usually are just about perfect that time of year, so it couldn't be a better weekend to get out there and experience the beauty of South Mountain Christian Camp. If somebody's never come before, I just want to encourage you to just come out and give it a try, and I think a lot of people who think, oh, I can't do a race, that's too intense, I'm no athlete. That's not what this is about. It's not about being the fastest or the best. It's about supporting the kids to come to South Mountain Christian Camp. So we've got information about that on our website. There's also a special website for the trail run, that's southmountain.run. And so people can sign up online, or they can print out a paper sheet to sign up for that. But again, it's $25 to enter into that, and that's going to be on October 30th at 10 a.m.
I was going to say, what a great time of year to be walking that trail out there and walk around with all those trees and beautiful
Yeah, we've got some
returning.
beautiful trails, and we've done a lot of, actually since we started this event, we've actually done a lot of work on the trails, and it's just beautiful. And my wife and I, we get out on those trails every week, and just to experience it, and so it's a great time. 5 kilometers, people sometimes they don't speak metric, so that's 3.1 miles, and so it's very doable for somebody, even if you're not an athlete, you can hike 3 miles in about an hour.
It's not a competition, is it?
Yeah, I mean, there's awards for the fastest, but that's really not what it's about. It's about the kids, and we just want these kids to be able to come to camp. And so it's such a critical ministry, so we want to try to make sure we can keep that going.
Last time when I was out there for a groundbreaking for a new building. How's that coming?
That's right, yeah. So we're making progress on the building. We are running into the same thing a lot of people are running into, trying to get building projects going. There's a shortage of labor.
Sure.
And so
supplies.
And supplies, yeah. And so there's been some delays, but we keep making progress one step at a time. And so we've got all the rough-in underground plumbing done. We're working on an electrical issue right now, trying to figure out exactly how to do the electrical on there, and then we've got a contractor lined up to do our concrete slab, and then we've got our building contractor ready to put the building up. Steel's already been ordered on site, so we're ready to roll on this thing. We're just taking it one step at a time. When this building is finished, it's going to increase our capacity and will enable us to reach more kids every summer. That's why this building is important. We're not building buildings just for the sake of having a building. That's not what we're about. South Mountain Christian Camp is not about the building, it's about the kids. And when we have this building, we'll be able to bring 124 more kids to camp every summer. And so it's going to make a big difference. Because like I said, we've got lots of kids on a waiting list wanting to get to camp, and we just can't take them all in. Because we're maxed out in a few key areas. And so with this new building, it'll open up the doors for us to do even more on that. So we're still raising funds for this building too. We've got a lot of funds raised, but we still have a ways to go to meet our goal. And so if somebody wants to be a part of that project, again, there's information on our camp website. The camp website is southmountainchristiancamp.org. And people can go to our website and find information about this building. They can find information about the pumpkins, the tractor show, the trail run. It's all on our website, southmountainchristiancamp.org. And people can partner with us, whatever fits for them. If they want to come look at tractors, that's great. If they want to come get some pumpkins, that's great too. If they want to come hike the trails for the trail race, that would be wonderful. You know, however people want to be involved, there's lots of opportunities this month to get involved in the ministry of South Mountain Christian Camp and show support and help these kids get to camp.
Yeah, I would encourage folks, excuse me, to go ahead and make arrangements to get the pumpkins, because the pumpkins won't last long, but they go pretty fast.
Yeah, and you know what I've noticed, Jim? The people who come early get the best pumpkins. People don't come out and say, I don't want the best pumpkins, I'm going to get the ugly pumpkins. The people who show up early, they're looking for the best ones, and so the best ones go first. And so we, like I said, there's lots to choose from, but there's no need to wait. Come out and get the best ones now, and like I said, it's open 7 days a week. People can come out and pick out their pumpkins.
Steve Collins, thank you for being my being my guest today. It's always a pleasure to have you by and talk about the exciting things that are happening at South Mountain.
It's great to be with you, Jim. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you again real soon.
All right.
And I'll be back in just a moment.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
It's 8:48 here on this tremendous Thursday morning, a beautiful day in the neighborhood, although it is wet. And if you're just waking up, have not heard, the National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning for the counties of Buncombe, McDowell, and Rutherford counties until about, about 2 o'clock maybe this afternoon. So keep that in mind if you're close to one of those areas that tends to flood. You might want to take precautionary measures. Not to panic, but just to be cautionary measures. Now, up in higher elevations up around the Lake Lure, Fairfield Mountains area, got a lot of rain overnight, 3 inches, over 3 inches. Gary Wilson was telling us earlier. Has not rained that much here. Did rain pretty much all night and off and on showers throughout the morning. And that's kind of what it's going to be like all day today, mostly cloudy with some widespread showers and chance of thunderstorms today. Highs getting up around 73. Winds about 7 miles per hour. Chance of precip about 80%. New precipitation amounts from 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch possible. They're telling up in, as I said, up in the elevation up there around Fairfield Mountains, they got a whole lot of rain. So they can't always judge that, how much it's going to rain, and why it's raining more there than it is here. Those things are always debatable. But we appreciate the fact that you're cautious and take care of that. And after we get through today, tonight, and tomorrow, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Now, it may be okay for high school football. We don't know just yet, but right now we're anticipating that. Mr. Friday Night, Jay Coombs will be on with me tomorrow morning to talk about the lineup for the high school football. Now, if the fields are in good shape, we'll see how all that transpires from all this rain, but we hope they can carry on and do those games tomorrow night. It is homecoming at RS Central tomorrow night. 9:05 this morning is My Great America with Jim and Butch. Be sure you hang around for that. Just a couple more stories that I want to get it off my chest and so I can move on to something else. Ben and Jerry's, you've heard me talk about them before, how left-leaning they are. They announced a new ice cream flavor called Change is Brewing. And the proceeds, the company says, will support the Defund the Police movement by supplementing Representative Cori Bush, Democrat from Missouri, $10 billion anti-police bill that would replace cops with social workers. What they're saying is that if somebody's breaking in your house, you call a social worker instead of a cop. Now, does that make any sense? Is that making sense? There's an ulterior motive somewhere among these folks where they think it's okay to defund the police. But Ben and Jerry's are jumping right in there with them. Change is brewing. Grab your spoon and dig into a flavor boldly celebrating safety and liberation for all, the company said on its website. It's time to divest from systems that criminalize black communities and invest in a vision of public safety that allows everyone to breathe free, end quote. The flavor unveiled Monday is a mix of cold brew coffee ice cream, marshmallow swirls, and fudge brownies. But Ben & Jerry's new ice cream flavor, called Change is Brewing, and the money goes to support the Defund the Cop movement across the country. Now, if you want to spend your money with Ben & Jerry's ice cream, you go right ahead, but not this old boy. I'm not going to support what they support in that respect at all. You may want to if you want to. That's okay. Don't tell you how to live your life. Just trying to tell you some facts about life that may help you make decisions based on how you want to live your life. But I don't tell you how to live your life. That's entirely up to you. Speaking of which, the irony is too much sometimes. A former Notre Dame professor who loved to attack and bash unvaccinated people as selfish has succumbed to the very thing she loved so much. 67-year-old Karen Krook Heisler died just 2 weeks ago after receiving her third COVID vaccine. Just got my first dose of the vaccine. Never been happier to be old. Now let's get these vaccines. Her first Pfizer shot, she tweeted. In April, she gleefully tweeted that she received her second Pfizer shot with zero side effects other than a sore arm. Neither John nor I had a problem with second Pfizer shot except a sore arm, she says. Just received my third COVID vaccine, she says. So a week later, the side effects started, and she, of course, blamed the unvaccinated for that because she had 3 shots, and side effects began to develop, and she blamed those folks who were not vaccinated. They never can blame anybody but other people, right? You ever notice that? Liberals want to blame somebody else. So she tweeted, so still waiting to see a doctor, although they have run tests. Still no room in hospital or in ER bay. Announcement just said ER could not accept more patients. This is a big hospital. And she says, shame on the unvaccinated, except she used the explicative. They have made life hell for a lot of people, unvaccinated. She's blaming that. Apparently 3 vaccines didn't protect her like she expected. So there you go. There you go. I don't wish that on anybody, but neither do I wish the liberals would stop blaming everybody else. They're still blaming Donald Trump for the people coming across the border and down on the southern border. They blame him for it. Come on. Anyway, a whole lot to be said and a whole lot to be talked about, but I'm running out of time this morning. I'm always happy to have guests, and I've got some important guests coming up here pretty soon that I want you to learn more about too, so please keep that in mind and stay tuned because we're more than just great music here on WCAB. We're news, information, and hopefully information that is of help to you. We want you to be informed as well as entertained here at 100.9 FM, 590 AM. And coming up in just a few moments, My Great America with Jim and Butch will be live right here from the Blue Room. Right now, though, my friends across the road would like for you to come see them.
Hey folks, Farmer's Friend Feed Seed Supply is an amazing store. I can say that because they have what you need. From pet supplies to fire and ant killer to horse quality Timothy alfalfa hay, $14 per bale. Attention carp fishermen, they have C&J flavoring, only $8 per bottle. And they have oats for sale. Refill your propane tanks at the lowest price. Fully stocked with all your deer supplies and a great selection of farm implements. Need mulch? $12 per scoop. We could call it a superstore. Farmer's Friend Feed Seed Supply, 188 Whiteside Road in Rutherfordton.
WCAB. When this old world starts
worth the cost.
Still talking, but nothing signed yet in the debt ceiling fight in the Senate. A vote could come today on preventing the government from defaulting on all its loans. Number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits fell last week. Claims dropping by 38,000 to 326,000. The previous week, the number was 362,000. A federal judge has blocked enforcement of the restrictive new abortion law in Texas. Here's ABC's Rachel Scott.
The state of Texas filing an appeal, leaving some providers hesitant to offer abortions again, fearing they might be sued retroactively if the law is reinstated. Even the judge who blocked the law, acknowledging another court could rule differently, but writing, "This court will not sanction one more day."
Parts of Alabama remain under a flash flood watch a day after high water inundated the state. 6 inches of rain at one point. You're listening to ABC News.
COVID is spiking again, and it's just not clear how to keep your family safe. Fever is the leading symptom of COVID, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
500,000 businesses connect using Zoom, a single platform for video, phone, chat, and conference rooms. Zoom enables real-time collaboration no matter where your teams are. Global enterprises trust the easy-to-use, reliable, and secure Zoom platform to power high-performance teams. Empower your workforce with Zoom. Save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
A powerful earthquake in southwestern Pakistan has collapsed at least one coal mine and destroyed dozens of homes. At least 20 people have been killed and 100 are hurt. The effects of Hurricane Ida still being calculated, and for one oil company, the numbers are climbing fast. Royal Dutch Shell now says the hit by the storm in late August could cut its earnings by $500 million. A major step in the fight against malaria. The World Health Organization now approving the first vaccine against the disease. Dr. Alok Patel is with Stanford Children's Hospital.
In 2019, over 400,000 people died globally from malaria, and about 60 to 70% of those deaths were in children. And the 95% of these cases happen in sub-Saharan Africa, where they're limited in terms of their healthcare resources.
And for 19 months, no one could get to Carnegie Hall, closed by COVID. Now, live music there is back.
The Philadelphia Orchestra performed for the hall's reopening. David Kim is its concertmaster.
Every time any musician gets to play at Carnegie Hall under this roof, it's a thrill. But tonight is truly kind of one of those markers in your career where you'll never forget it.
The evening ended, as it should in such iconic surroundings, with classical music's iconic masterpiece.
ABC's Jim Dolan in New York. This is ABC News.
Pro football season's here, and pro roofers save valuable time with Beacon Pro Plus. Beacon Pro Plus works 24/7 for material ordering, order history, and automated promotion tracking, so you can get your favorite GAF roofing products even when working remotely. And now, order on Beacon Pro Plus and get a $175 gift card and a chance for a VIP pro football getaway. Gear up and raise your game with Beacon Pro Plus today. Build, score, and win at BECN.com.
Good morning and happy Thursday. It's a cloudy and mild start to your morning where a few small showers are possible for your morning commute. Better chance of rain and storms are in the forecast this afternoon with scattered showers and storms from the afternoon and through the evening. Highs today are back in the mid to upper 70s. Some of those showers continue overnight tonight. We'll see a better chance of rain for Friday. More rain coverage Friday afternoon and through the evening. Showers still possible on Saturday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
And we are under a flood warning this morning. The National Weather Service issued that earlier this morning till about 10 o'clock or so this morning. National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning for Henderson, Rutherford, Polk counties this morning until about 10:30 or so. So please be aware of that. We're getting rain in various parts of the county, heavier in some sections and light in others. So bear up under all this. It'll be over real soon. It's 9:05.
It's time now for My Great America with Jim and Butch, a conversation about positive things about this great country. And now here are Jim and Butch.
And a very good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thursday morning's My Great America with Jim and Butch. It's 9:06 right now, and Jim on this end, Butch on the other end. Good morning, Butch.
Hello, Jim. I'm back in town. It's rainy weather out there, but our hearts are bright, and we're excited about what the day's going to bring. Now, for me, that includes an interview that's happening in just a few minutes on FreightWaves, which is the marketplace leader in trucking and logistics programming. And I want to make sure, Jim, that you know I hate not being in the Blue Room with you. And I promise you, our relationship is great. Everything is good. And I got up this morning, and I actually recorded about 15 minutes of some, I think, powerful feelings and thoughts that I have about freedom in America. And so an associate over here, William, is actually going to call. And when he calls in, he's got that. And whenever you feel it's appropriate, it's about 15 minutes of me doing my Jim Bishop imitation. All right. So he'll call here in just a moment, and you know we're gonna have a march. We just got approval from Forest City. We're gonna have a march and a rally, a Rise for America rally that's going to happen on the 16th from 10 until 12. Organizing there at Cool Springs and going to Pops, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but talk mostly about the fact that now is the time to stand up and be counted here in America. So William's going to call in.
All right, good deal. I miss you being in the Blue Room, but we know you got a lot of things on your platter, doing a lot of things, and we'll look forward to this interview, this monologue that you're going to be doing in just a few moments, because there is a lot going on in America, a lot going on in our state of North Carolina and our Rutherford County, and we're always excited to be a part of that and bring a lot of those things forward to let you know that what's happening. Sometimes you don't see a lot of behind-the-scenes work that's going on, preparing and passing resolutions and those kind of things to help bring business here to our area. So we're happy that you are able to be a part of the announcement of some of those things and the celebration of My Great America with Jim. Oh, we have the phone call in right now, ready to go with the announcement, the monologue from Butch. Monty, go ahead with the rolling of the tape. Thank you.
Different opportunities since we started My Great America with Jim and Butch, and you know I have an opportunity today to be interviewed by FreightWaves, which is the marketplace leading trucking and logistics media platform, and it coincides and collides like a train wreck with the time for My Great America this morning. So I'm sending this audio message to our listeners and to you. Because it's the next best thing. But you know what? The most important thing for me to announce, this is extremely important, and I pray that everybody will listen. There has been Forest City approval of a march and rally that's going to take place October 16th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's going to start at Cool Springs and end up at Pops there in downtown Forest City. It's going to be a Rise for America, Stand for America, celebrate our freedoms rally with people young and old, men and women, families, all coming together to celebrate our freedoms. It's going to be focused not on what we're against, but what we're for, which are the constitutional freedom, including the freedom of assembly. So it was great news when we got approval from the municipality that we can have this rally, this march, this show of support. We're going to have T-shirts and caps and all kinds of signs. Live free or die. Don't tread on me. You know, our Constitution is a living document and one to be defended. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity for everyone to show their support for their great America. And it's going to be on October 16th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's going to be it's going to be a time for us to show the force of America's patriotism. And again, it's going to be a celebration of our freedoms. It's going to remind everyone that this country was built on the sacrifices of men and women. We stand on the shoulders of great men and women. And now is our time in Rutherford County. So rise for America, stand for freedom. Remember again the bedrock of the Constitution, which is the rock along with the Bible upon which we stand. And if you've been somebody on the sidelines, you've been somebody kind of swimming in the gray of indifference, there has never been a moment where we need patriots more than now. So with hearts that are right and pure and focused on God and country, come to the march and the rally, Rise for America, Stand for Freedom, October 16th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's going to start in Cool Springs and end at the Pops. We expect young and old, people from different backgrounds, even recovered and recovering Democrats like Butch. And it's going to be a phenomenal time. Now, listen, folks, the other thing that we've talked about along the way many times on My Great America is we've talked about the fact that liberty is not something to be taken for granted, nor is freedom. And, I've used the word picture of the frog and the kettle before. And, that word picture, that metaphor, is one that talks about the fact that the frog jumped into a pot, and the pot wasn't scalding hot. It was just a little bit warm, and then it got warmer, and then it got warmer, and before you know it, because of the frog's inability to distinguish what was going on around him, the frog got cooked. We don't want to be cooked. We want to see exactly what's going on in our country, and we can do something about it, and the way that we can do something about it is we can show up for this rally. You can make sure that you're registered to vote. You can make sure that you're not going to be somebody that just languishes in indifference, but you're somebody who says, you know what, I'm willing on my watch here in America, I'm willing to do my part. So a small part of that will be to come out to this rally. Now, I was doing some review recently. You know how I am. I like to read history, and I found some very poignant and powerful quotations that speak to what's happening in our country. So take these to heart, if you would, today, this morning on My Great America. Woodrow Wilson once said, liberty has never come from the government. Liberty has always come from the subjects of it. The history of liberty is a history of resistance. Now, when we talk about resistance, we're talking about civil disobedience. We're talking about things that conform to law. But we remember what Barry Goldwater said in 1964 at the Republican National Convention. Extremism in defense of liberty is no vice. Folks, you know what? You can be called extremist. I've been called all kinds of things. I had an email recently from somebody who said, you know what, Butch, you're a profound disappointment. Well, they came from one of my friends that was a Democratic Party operative, just like I was. And I just don't care. At this point in life, and at this point in my relationship with Jesus, I'm not looking to try to win any popularity contest, nor should you. It's a time to stand up and be counted as a citizen patriot in Rutherford County. Abraham Lincoln once said, those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. And again, every single morning, faithfully, Jim Bishop gets up, he makes his coffee, he brushes his teeth, kisses his wife, he said, Faye, that dear partner of his for so many years, comes into WCAB to do what? To try to unpack and reveal the story behind the story in today's headlines. You have got to be the kind of person that's willing to make a stand. Will you do that? Will you come out to this rally on the 16th? I love what Benjamin Franklin said. He said, whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing the freeness of speech. Basically, one of our founding fathers said, if you want to overthrow this nation, just start subduing people's free speech. And that's what's been happening. Social media platforms where people are deplatformed, where they're shadow banned. Why? Because they're speaking the truth. And Jesus told us that we'll know the truth, and the truth will set us free. Adlai Stevenson said in Detroit in 1952, my definition of a free society is a society where it is safe to be unpopular. We're not trying to win popularity contests. We're trying to reinforce what's right. There's no right way to do the wrong thing. And the collision course that America is currently on is one that is so consistent with what happens with civilizations and nations when they don't take heart, they don't stay anchored in the realities of what it means to be free. And constitutional freedoms are not things that can be edited away by liberal judges who find themselves in positions of godlike authority to try to change American history. And that will not happen on our watch. The reality is that America as a nation sits on the precipice of historic disastrous proportions. And that's not being alarmist. That's not being hyperbolic. That's not at all exaggerating where we stand or sit as a nation. Wake up, America. Rise up, America. Take your stand in the annals of American history as a patriot. It's our time, and it's our time now. George Orwell, that iconic writer, once said, if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. I heard it said this way once: the sacred cow in America is not emitting pure milk. All the sacred cows of people that have been long-term congressmen and senators that want to protect therefore and no more, all of that needs to be exposed, and the curtain needs to be pulled back so the bright light of righteous living and the bright light of what God wants for this nation, unapologetically expressed in legislation and in the lives in the manner of consistent living by our leaders. These are things that we need to pursue, but it will not come for free, and it will not come without sacrifice. John Bassel Barnhill once said, when the people fear the government, there's tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. Liberty, our constitutional freedoms, guaranteed life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. How does that come about? It doesn't come about by waiting for the government to send a stimulus check. It doesn't come about by hoping that things will get better. Hope is not a strategy. Mobilizing for action and lifting your voice is. Benjamin Franklin also said, they who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Everyone who's expecting the government to take care of their faith and their freedoms is going to be sorely disappointed. In that moment where there is a stark realization, things have gone bad and quickly. And folks, for those of us that have spiritual antenna up, and I pray that's you, you don't need to discern much to see that there are dark storm clouds on the horizon, and they're doing what? They are forming for massive thunderstorms, destroying freedoms in America. And the only way that we can deal with that is with positive action. Martin Luther King was known for many things. He was a brilliant leader and orator, an interpreter of God's word. He said once, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Well, let freedom ring here in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Let Western North Carolina be a beacon of light and hope for whom? For America. Let the fires start here. Not the fires of discontent, but the fires of optimism for our nation, but only as we recover the roots that have made the tree of liberty and righteousness in this country one that flowers and is fruitful. Peter Marshall, that great writer who wrote about American history in several of his books, said once, may we think of freedom not as the right to do as we please, but as the opportunity to do what is right. Franklin Roosevelt, our only four-term president, said, in the truest sense, freedom cannot be bestowed. It must be achieved. It requires action. The pursuit of freedom requires us to have faith to believe that God will hear the cries of his people. As it says in the Old Testament, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, I will hear from them and I will heal their land. But God is not indifferent when it comes to wickedness. And we have got to be the people of God called by his name, proclaiming loudly to Rutherford County and Western North Carolina, the Middle Atlantic states, and all of America that we are not done yet as a nation. Robert Frost once said, the writer, freedom lies in being bold. And Herbert Hoover said, freedom is the open window through which pours the sunlight of the human spirit and human dignity. Even Lyndon Johnson once said in that Southern Texas drawl, "This then is the state of the Union, free and restless, growing and full of hope. So it was in the beginning, so shall always be, while God is willing and we are strong enough to keep the faith." And who doesn't love Teddy Roosevelt, who said, "I'm an American, free-born and free-bred, where I acknowledge no man as my superior except for his own worth, or as my inferior except for his own detriment." Nelson Mandela said once, "For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others." The essence of America, ladies and gentlemen, that which really unites us, is not ethnicity, nor nationality or religion. It's an idea, and what an idea it is, that you can come from humble circumstances and do great things. Forest City has approved our march and rally. Dawn Gentry, she's a powerful Joan of Arc, unlikely Joan of Arc, right here in Rutherford County. She's been the organizer. A group of patriots are meeting with her on a regular basis. But come one, come all, October 16th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., starting at Cool Springs and ending at Pops. It's going to be a Rise for America, Stand for Freedom, march and rally, young, old, strollers, walkers. Let's all meet together with the spirit that inspired America, and remember again that we can make a difference, particularly during the day and age that we're in now. Let your voice be heard. Let it be heard now. Come join us. I'll be there with others on the 16th of October, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., starting at Cool Springs and ending at Pops. God bless America, Jim.
Thank you very much, Butch. I appreciate Butch working on that in absence of him being in the Blue Room with us this morning. And I think many times we can grow from the wisdom of the past of some of these great folks he talked about and the wisdom that they learned. And what a shame it would be in America if we did away with our history of those great leaders ahead of us that caused America to become great, that did those things, plotted the course, and was the pioneers of our great country. And if we forget those past, even though there may have been scars and blemishes and hideous things that took place, we don't need to forget those kind of things, but build on those kind of things from a more positive standpoint. And if we grow from the wisdom of others ahead of us, we can help lead this next generation forward with that light still shining bright for our great America. Now, on the program, My Great America, we love to highlight some of the positive things that are taking place in just a few more minutes. And one of the things I like to brag on about are our veterans in our county. Let me just cite a couple of things that are coming up. If you are not a member of the American Legion but are currently serving in the military or are honorably discharged, you qualify to join the world's largest veterans organization. If you're a spouse, a daughter, a son, or granddaughter, or grandson of a veteran, you qualify to join the Auxiliary or the Sons of the American Legion. If you own a motorcycle, you can join the American Legion and be a part of the American Legion Riders, as long as you qualify to join the American Legion family. Please contact Jimmy Sherman, the District 23 Vice Commander and Membership Chairman for District 23. There are 6 posts in District 23, 3 in Cleveland County, Post 82 Shelby, Post 155 Kings Mountain, and Post 527 Falston, Upper Cleveland, and 3 posts in Rutherford County. That's Post 74 in Forest City, Post 423 Henrietta, and Post 437 in Lake Lure, Chimney Rock. Jimmy Sherman is the Post 82 District 23 Vice Commander. If you are a member or want to become a member of the Auxiliary and you have that aptitude to become, please call 704-819-5862. That's 704-819-5862. Another organization that does a lot for our veterans in Rutherford County is the Veterans Services Office in Spindale. And every month they do a coffee and conversation, Veterans Service Office. The next one is going to be October the 21st from 9:30 until 10:30. They have changed a timing from what it usually is, but this one is going to be 9:30 to 10:30. And you could join us at the monthly social event, Coffee and Conversation, where the veterans get together and discuss things and occasionally have guest speakers. This time, guest speaker will be Tracy Davis, the Extension Agent, Family and Consumer Sciences of the North Carolina Cooperative Extension in Rutherford County. So if you're a veteran and want some companionship and learn some things about the benefits that you might have or might be coming to you, be sure to become a member of this organization. And just no membership required. Just show up at these various meetings, and Susan will be glad to help you work out. Also, we like to portray the upcoming events for the county because we're excited about the possibilities of what our county is doing. And one of those things that's coming up, the town of Spindale will be celebrating its centennial in 2023. It's a couple of years down the road yet, but they're currently looking for volunteers to help put together this celebration. If you're interested in helping build the celebration for the centennial of Spindale in 2023, contact Lou Gillum at 828-980-3110 or Rosaline Francis at 828-748-4680 or the Spindale Town Hall at 828-286-3466 and leave a name and number with Kathy Swafford. That big day is coming up in 2023. Another big thing that's happening in Rutherford County that we're proud of, and part of the strength of Rutherford County, is folks getting together and working to help those that are less fortunate. That's where Chase Corner Ministry comes in. They currently need donations of green beans, corn, peanut butter, jelly, crackers, toiletries like laundry detergent and shampoo, and razors and dish soaps, garden food or fresh eggs if you can share them. Whether it's enough for one person or 20, they gladly receive donations of fresh produce. It can make a huge difference even to one family in need. So get involved and be a part of our county in numbers of ways, and continue to make America great, and make our state great, and make Rutherford County great.
Thank you for joining us for My Great America with Jim and Butch. Join us each Tuesday and Thursday morning at 9:05 for this enlightening program on 100.9 FM and 590 AM. It's My Great America with Jim and Butch.